Today we're learning about proportions. Make sure you have your volume turned up, and if you see a pink screen, fill in your pink proportions notes as you go. We're going to start with a bit of an exploration. Try this question on your own, and then explain how you found your answer. Make sure you pause to give yourself enough time to complete these questions. This type of relationship is called a proportion. One way to help you visualize a proportion is with a double number line. It looks like this. The way you use a double number line is by labeling both the top and the bottom. So in this case, we would use eggs and money, and then you set up numbers that go together. A good way to start always is with 0 and 0. If you buy 0 eggs, you would pay $0. The problem also told us that if we buy 12 eggs, we pay $6. The way a proportion works is that both categories increase or decrease at the same rate. To find numbers that go together, you can multiply or divide both known categories by the same number. For example, to find out how much 1 egg costs, you can divide both categories by 12. 1 egg costs 50 cents. Once you know how much 1 egg costs, which is called the unit rate, you can multiply that set by whatever you need to know. If you wanted to know how much 6 eggs cost, you multiply both numbers by 6. 6 eggs cost $3. If you want to know how much 9 eggs cost, you multiply the unit rate by 9. 9 eggs cost $4.50. Now to get into the nitty-gritty, the details, the definitions. What is a proportion? A proportion is a statement that 2 or more ratios, or fractions, are equivalent. So the big characteristics to look for are equal fractions, and one very useful way to find out if 2 fractions are proportional is using the cross product property. This says if 2 ratios are proportional, then their cross products are equal. The cross product property can be very useful for determining if 2 fractions are proportions or not. Multiply the diagonal numbers. If they're equal, you have a proportion. If they're not, it's not proportional. For example, 2 times 6 is going to be the same thing as 3 times 4. Simplify just to double check. 12 equals 12. We're good. For non-example, 2 times 3 is not going to be the same thing as 4 times 6. Simplify to check. 6 is not equal to 24. Use the cross product property to check each of these equations to see if they are proportional. Pause and check your answers here. When given 2 equal fractions containing a variable, you can use the cross product property to solve for the variable. We do this first by cross multiplying to set up an equation, and then solving the equation, or isolating the variable. With this example, we have 2 over 4 is equal to x over 6. So first we cross multiply. We multiply our diagonals. 2 times 6 is equal to x times 4. Simplifying, we get 12 equals 4x. Then to solve, because 4x means we're multiplying by 4, we use our inverse operation, dividing both sides by 4. That leaves us with 3 equal to x. Use the cross product property to check each of these equations to see if they are proportional. Pause and check your answers with these. Our flip lesson is now over, but if you want some extra practice, continue watching. Pause when you see a proportion to solve before the answer shows.